Welcome back, everyone. It's the season two premiere, and honestly, thank you all for the support, liking the videos and watching the videos and whatnot. Everyone subscribing. We've gotten a long way from when I first started this channel, and tonight's episode, in terms of information on what I could get on the house itself and the graveyard itself, it's a little bit lackluster, but it's a pretty interesting location nonetheless. It's a combination of an abandoned house and abandoned graveyard out in Uhari. I do think the property is still owned. However, I couldn't find any information on who owns it. If any of you actually recognize the area, um, please let me know in the comments and let me know what you know about the place and so on and so forth. But here we are. It's the season two premiere, and I'm really excited to show you guys what we have in store. We got some pretty good episodes coming up, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get into tonight's episode. All right, here we are. Like I said in the intro, we are going to look at the graveyard first. It's got a small stone wall gate around it. And it's pretty small, but it's also pretty old. I believe it's probably the last time it was used was probably around the early 1900s, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. And also, it looks like a couple of the graves have sunk in over time. So, that's another thing I'm going to have to be careful of. Alex Russell, March 29th, 1834 to November 19th, 1913. Yeah, so I'd say, sorry, I didn't realize I was not actually looking at the grave there. I'd say this graveyard's pretty old, though. We'll try and step across here. One back there has a concrete foundation, and that one does too, but it's collapsed as well. So is the gravestone. Try and walk past this tree right here. Providence. Hopewell, I think. I can't see what the name says. Something with a Z. That's my car's reflection over there. Zebedee Russell, born April 19th, 1805, died March 19th, 1886. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty old. I need to get a better camera angles here. I need to get better at filming here. Looks like these were probably much older gravestones. I kind of want to flip one over and see if there's writing on the other side, but I don't want to disturb them. It looks like they've been there for a good while. Let me not step over the concrete barrier that's there. Wiley Russell. Wiley J. Russell. Born March 29th, 1845. Died March 17th, 1886. Okay. They are kind of a little hard to read. Looks like there's some type of drain right there. I wonder what that would have been for. I wonder if this would have been actually like all concrete at one point, maybe? Not sure. Let me go ahead and pull this thing out here real quick before this rain starts picking up here. And I can't use it. Alright. Go ahead and get adjusted here. If there is anyone here that would like to communicate with me or the viewers of this channel, you can do so by either communicating directly with me or getting close to and or touching this device on the wall here. If you do so, the light will flicker and I'll know you're here, and so will the viewers. Were any of you living in the house that's right up the road? Was that a part of this graveyard at one point? That's about the most, like, interesting, almost response I've ever seen on that EMF detector. Thank you. I appreciate your communication with me. Was it a family farm? Is this a family graveyard? Yeah, it might have just been a one-off thing. If anyone here has anything to say, come close to this EMF detector here that's on this rock wall here and touch it, or try and move it, or try and interact with it in any type of way that you can. And if you do, the light will go off, and that way I know you're here. Well, doesn't seem like I'm getting too many responses on the EMF detector. So because of the rain, I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off and put it back in its respectable spot. And then we are going to continue on down the road, make our way towards the house, and get a quick look at the house. I'm gonna try some funky editing stuff here and try and time lapse my walk to the house or something, if that makes sense. So bear with me. If that doesn't actually happen, I'm sorry, I couldn't figure it out. Well, here we are, guys. We are at the, or I should say what's left of the driveway / entrance to the house. Looks like there is a spider web crossing my path. Is that a spider? No. Be gone. I can't quite remember how accessible this house is, if I'm being honest. I was only here one time before, and it wasn't in great shape when I was here. Also, it being springtime coming up, we're going to have to start taking a different approach on things. I'm a little unprepared tonight. You're going to start seeing me using a trekking stick, probably, and a couple other pieces of gear, just to kind of ensure my safety. Ooh, yeah, this porch is something. If anyone's a NC local, tell me what kind of nest that's for. That's also suspect. This whole house is suspect, honestly. Is that like a mud dauber nest, or is that wasps? Like, what the hell is that? Pretty old tire. If anybody's in here, I'm an urban explorer. Make your presence known. I'll leave. I wish you no harm, but do not try and approach me, because I am armed and I am a professional. So I shouldn't say professional, but I do this a lot. So make your presence known and I'll leave. Otherwise, I'll see you shortly, I guess. Yeah, this house is pretty fallen down, I'd say. Do I dare attempt to walk into here? Pretty bold move on my part, I'd say. Someone was drinking something in here recently. Huh. There's a staircase over there. Rain sounds nice on this tin roof, I'm assuming. Metal roof, nonetheless. Ooh. Breaking things everywhere I go. I'd say that's probably lead paint. Pretty neat fireplace. I wonder what the purpose of this would be. Would they have mounted something here? Would that have been like where a heater was or something? It looks like the paint was like there was something there, I would imagine. More of that nest. I didn't realize I was so close to that whatever that is. Probably have to start being more careful. Alright, I guess I'll set up my EMF detector here. Give me a second, I'm gonna flip this camera around. Alright, here we are. I know I didn't say this in the first part of the video. I'm gonna try and start being more informative in my videos, and I kind of forgot to mention it. But for those of you who are unfamiliar with paranormal investigations or anything like that, this device right here is called an EMF detector. This is just a cheap one off of Amazon. I believe it was about $12. I can't tell you quite exactly how they work. I'm not really too technologically advanced as it is, but I do know that it picks up magnetic fields, and somehow in the history of the paranormal investigation culture, or whatever you would want to call it, it's supposed to pick up energy that's related to spirits. So I guess when hypothetically or theoretically a spirit comes in contact or gets close to this device, it causes it to flash like that. It'll usually do that when you first turn it on. And I will also tell you something that a lot of paranormal investigators will fool you with. If you see YouTubers constantly holding the device while they're asking questions, these cheap ones, you can manipulate them, and you can tap that button in a certain way and make it flash. Just kind of a thing that I'd like to point out for people who are unfamiliar with this. That way, if you see people walking around in their videos a lot, that's kind of probably what that is. And I'm not a skeptic per se, but I always do try and find the real in things. So that's part of what I do. It's kind of more of I want to see legitimate proof of a ghost or whatever you want to call it, not just fake videos on the internet. You know what I mean? But without further ado, let's go ahead and set this thing down here and ask some questions. Let's see if I can get a good angle here. Probably won't be able to see me very well, but that'll be fine. I'll use this flashlight to kind of look around. Alright, try this angle right here. If there's anybody in this house that would like to communicate, I have a device sitting on the windowsill here next to the light that's propped up and the phone sitting in the windowsill. I would imagine, judging by the state of this house, you do not know what a phone is, but I'm here communicating with you, and looks like that is already freaking out. Huh? Here we go. It stopped too. Cool. Alright, well, if there is anybody here in this house right now, and you want to communicate and let me know that you are actually here trying to communicate, come in contact with the light sitting on the windowsill there. If you touch it, the green light that's on the windowsill, it will flash and turn yellow and red and do a bunch of different funny stuff. It won't harm you, but it will let me know and the viewers know that you are here and you're trying to communicate, so we can talk and learn something about your life here at this house. Was anybody here? Is anybody that was living here in this house buried in that graveyard down the road a little ways? If you were, come touch the light and let me know that you were there. Was this a family farm home at one point? If it was, again, come in contact with that light, touch it, try and move it, breathe on it, whatever you want to do, and it'll flash and let us know. Or you could bump something in the house or make a noise. Well, oh, it's flashing. I didn't even realize. It's probably been going off the whole time. Well, thank you. You can stop touching the light now. See if that makes it stop. Oh, well, if it stays not happening, then I'd say that's pretty cool. Well, I think it's a pretty good bit of communication, I would say. Go ahead and turn this off and put it back in its respectful place. I got my other flashlight here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this camera changed around, so give me just 1 second. Well, guys, I guess I'd say we got some pretty good evidence or usage out of the EMF detector. I'll let you guys decide on that, but I'm not gonna dilly-dally too much around in this house. It doesn't look there's a whole lot to see other than what we've seen already, and the house is pretty dilapidated, and there's a lot of lead paint that's kind of chipping off, so I just don't want to kind of like stick around and breathe in all of this stuff for too long and risk getting bit by something for too long. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and comment, and let me know what you thought. And if you want to see more of this type of content, you can subscribe and hit that little notification bell, and it'll alert you, I guess, every time one of my videos pop up. But anyways, as always, love you. See you next time.